Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. My name is Josh Lilquist, and yes, we were talking in the last segment about your stages of your life, your income stage, and yes, your living stage, which is that wealth stage. That's supposed to be those golden years of your life, and not spending those golden years at the golden arches. So we talked about those strategies that you can apply early on in life, or if you're in that living stage, strategies that you can create and start, even that if you're in your 50s, 60s, or even 70s, because you know what? We are living longer these days, and let's have more fun with our life. And congratulations to those that came into these investing classes the last couple weeks, but we had a lot of people texting in on the last segment as well, and also calling too for this free investing class that we do here locally to get started on how to build those income stages, those different strategies during those income years, but also how to create and grow your wealth and those strategies that are designed for that. Simply just text the word investing to the number 210-210 to come into one of these classes that are free here in Bloomington. Al teaches these, I teach these as well, and these are classes where we've taught thousands, just like you are, different strategies which are designed to teach you to make smarter and more intelligent investing decisions. Make sure to subscribe and like the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Investing and Trading Live. Al, on this segment here, there are those different assets that investors can use to have the opportunity for multiple income strategies during those income years. And there is also those strategies to protect and grow with these different assets during those living years, we'll call it. And that's your retirement time. Now, we got about 10 minutes here to talk about those different assets. Let's start with futures and forex and why so many people are looking at those to have that income strategy during both stages.
Well, when you talk about futures and forex, those are what we call leveraged assets. In other words, every dollar that you have in a portfolio invested in a futures contract or forex contract will control a multiple of it. We talk about this every week. Leverage is here. It's like buying a house, $400,000 house. It may only cost you $30,000, $40,000 out of pocket, and you are basically leveraging up. You now own a $400,000 investment for $30,000, $40,000. That's a mortgage, obviously. Well, you can do similar things in the markets and take a small amount of money, which is great for people that either don't have a lot to start with or maybe have a lot of money in retirement but want to be a little more cautious with it. You can take small amounts of it and control something that's worth maybe 20, 50 times as much as the money you have in that investment account.
So with futures and forex, what would an example be of a small amount of money to get started?
Yeah, you could have, for example, in a forex account, if you have a couple $1,000s in an account, you could possibly control something worth $100,000.
Yeah, okay.
$5,000 account, you now have the opportunity to control something worth maybe $250,000.
Just to clarify that, though, you're not risking that much money. It's just what they require in the account is a few $1,000s, and you have access to the leverage. So don't think it's like stocks where you're risking that much. You actually can minimize that risk because you have protective stops, all that stuff, and that's what we teach at these investing classes.
Absolutely, and this is the ideal situation where you have minimal risk, controlled risk, with maximum returns, maximum profits. And I unfortunately, Josh, I think most of the people that use an advisor or try to do this on their own achieve at best average returns on an annual basis.
And what's average?
Average could be maybe 4 to 6%, or maybe 7 or 8% when we have some good years.
If you're listening right now, and let's just say you have $100,000 in that account, say 6% on a high end. That's $6,000 only. That's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. What about the pros in Wall Street? Are they getting average returns? No, above average, way above average returns. And most people just kind of accept what they get because they think that's the best that's available. Well, let me talk a little bit about returns. And I talked earlier about achieving your goals, your dreams. There's going to be a rate of return that you may have to look at to be able to achieve those dreams. And that doesn't mean taking on a lot of risk. It just means using different assets and strategies that give you different returns. But here's an example. If you don't think that a little bit of an increase makes a difference, here's an example. If a 20-year-old invests and then invests up until the time they retire at 65, and they get 9% a year, their total would be $373,000 when they retire.
Okay.
They get 1% more, 10%. they'll end up with $528,000. That's an additional $155,000 on 1%.
That's a big difference.
Is it possible to do that? Probably not if you're just doing mutual funds or that typical buy and hold strategy, but assets like futures and forex and options have the potential to give you much better returns. And these are the things that we teach. You don't have to go, for example, you might be getting a lot of emails, and I do and you do, Josh, I'm sure every day, from companies that are saying, here, we give you education on forex, or another one might say, we'll give you education on futures, another one options. You got to go to different places to get that. We have I call it a stable of professional traders, educators here who trade everything. So if you want to learn options, if you want to learn futures, if you want to learn forex or cryptocurrency or stocks, we have instructors here that teach all of those. So it's one place you go, and what we start by finding out which one of those is best for you.
Yeah, just to interrupt you for a second, like interrupting Kyle real quick, but just to clarify there's a lot of gurus, one-man bands out there that are doing that. Online Trading Academy, but we've been around for 26 years, and we have multiple instructors. So that way, if one goes on vacation, or one gets sick, or one just doesn't want to come in that day, there are other people with the same strategy, which is supply and demand,
right,
that are teaching and informing our students to follow these strategies, to do these strategies, and how to have risk management strategies, everything that we're talking about. So it's not just a guru. So that way we have multiple, but also multiple personalities, which is pretty cool, because what may make sense for you may not make sense for me, and vice versa. So that's the great collaboration of the community. We have a huge community of savvy investors, and we have a lot of people that want to be a part of that community. So if you want to be a part of our savvy investor community, just text the word investing to the number 210-210 to get started with a free investing class to see what that's about. Text investing to the number 210-210. Real quick, when people have retirement accounts, so you talk about those income stages, let's talk about retirement accounts. Options is phenomenal. In about 1 minute, explain, and we talk about this on the podcast every day on Investing and Trading Live, is how to use options to use much less capital in the stock market.
Yeah, options gives you the opportunity to participate in an equity that might be very highly priced. We've got a lot of companies out there that are trading well over $100, some up into the $1,000 range, which keeps a lot of people out of them. But these might be great companies to invest in if you could, to provide some decent returns. Options gives you the opportunity to participate in the movement of those companies' stock without paying that large amount. Let's say, for example, you've got a company that is each share is $400 or $500.
NVIDIA is $470.
NVIDIA is actually what I was thinking of. It's a great trading stock. It's a great company, doing very well, especially with artificial intelligence now. But what if you could control, say, 100 shares of NVIDIA stock instead of paying $450 some a share, in other words, $45,000 for a 100-share position? What if you could do that for under $1,000, or maybe around $1,000? Could be several $100s. There are different option strategies that we teach you that give you the opportunity to use what you feel comfortable with investing in something with a return that's going to be a multiple. For example, if the underlying, if NVIDIA goes up 10%, an option has the opportunity or the potential to go up 100 to 200%. That's how you maximize the value of your investment money. And these options, futures, and forex can be used for that income portion of your life because they can be short-term in nature. In other words, you put a position together and you get in and you get out in a short period of time. That's what you have to do, be able to do if you want income. If you need or want income to spend on something now, it can't be something you have to wait 10 or 20 or 30 years to get, which is what would happen with that typical buy and hold strategy.
Yeah, and hopefully we brought some insight on these different assets, futures, forex, and options. And even if you like the stock market, look at the options markets. But it's great, and that's what our savvy investors are doing here at the Academy, is maximizing their potential, is what Al's talking about. And professional instructors teaching you how to do that, what the strategies are. And where you get started to see what the strategies are is these investing classes that we do here locally at the Academy. These are classes where we talk about futures, forex, options, proper capital management, protecting your positions, how to have confidence in the financial markets, even if you've never done it before. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 to get started. Text investing to 210-210, or simply just go to our website. You can go to otamin.com. That's otaminn.com. Al, you've dropped a lot of knowledge on stages of your life, your income years, your wealth years. You've kicked a lot of people in the butt today.
I hope so.
Hopefully they've taken that action and got started by texting into one of these classes. If you haven't, now it's time to get started.
Yeah, this is one of the greatest times to be in the market. You don't want to miss this. So maybe start by doing this. Ask yourself this: how are things going for you now? Are you where you thought you'd be or where you want to be at this stage in your life? Is your plan just to think about it and maybe do something later? Because if that's your plan because you don't know what to do, or is that your plan because you don't know what to do, I should say, if there was a way to help you achieve short-term income and long-term wealth goals, wouldn't taking action to get that help be worth pursuing and be worth pursuing now? At OTA, our goal is to empower people to achieve their why. That's your goal. That's your dreams. It doesn't take courage to do nothing and stay where you are. It takes courage to make a change. And that change is going to be needed to make choices that can help you achieve your financial goals.
I like that. That was today's OTA tip of the week. That's kind of like my good friend Henry Ford saying, obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Reach for the stars, my friends. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.